Early intervention should be a political priority because what our report out today shows is that just this year we will spend £17 billion dealing with the costs of problems that perhaps could have been prevented earlier if we got the right support to the right children at the right time. It's going to make a massive difference to services such as health, such as children's social care, such as youth justice that we know are under a massive amount of pressure. And that's before we even take into account the massive human and emotional cost of some of these issues. So it absolutely has to be a priority.
I believe in early intervention because it's the way that we're making the quickest, biggest difference to the quality of children's lives in this country. And I, as an old social worker, can't bear the idea that we're wasting any child's human potential by getting families the help they need with the security that it's much more likely to work and not at least do them no harm. It seems to me that that's the most important and moral imperative that we need to be operating under.
I think it's really important what happens in the May general election, and that whichever party or parties form the government take early intervention really seriously. I'd like them to have a comprehensive spending review that has early intervention at the forefront, and I'd like the next budget to be themed around early intervention. It's not just about helping families, babies, children, young people. This is about making some money back for the taxpayer. So I hope that appeals to everyone in the political classes.
I've been working in early intervention for the last 10 years. I've got a background in children and families social work. I spent a lot of time working with families at the sharp ends, and I've seen a huge difference that early intervention can make by intervening early, particularly with families with complex needs at the youngest age. And over a decade of direct work with children and families, I've seen a huge impact that early intervention can make.
We all recognise that early intervention isn't just about early years intervention, it goes up through the stages, but the implication of that is, alright, we do a great concentrated intervention before age 5, what's that followed up with in primary school, what's that followed up with in secondary school, how good is the communication between the institution responsible for these different stages? From the experience I have, it's often not all that great, so I think those kind of institutional things are key.
Absolutely should be. It makes sense. We need to act quickly, and it should be a priority for political parties, commissioners, and everyone who's working with children and young people to think how they can make more of a difference.
To improve early intervention, I think we need to improve the way we use intelligence to understand which of the families we really need to provide additional support to develop a more predictive approach to understand when problems are likely to occur, for example at various transition points. And the other key thing I think we need to do to improve early intervention is really improve the skills and the confidence of the workforce, to have a much more integrated approach across the various demarcations within the current workforce, and have a real sense of what do workers need to do, what are the qualities they need to have in order to really engage families, to build relationships of trust, and to help those families make and sustain real positive change.